There have been rumors circulating that a new world order could soon emerge. Powerhouse economies are working harder to overcome the US dollar's hegemony. Recently, a senior Russian official declared that the BRICS alliance is working together to create its own currency. South Africa, Brazil, Russia, India, and China are the top 5 emerging economies that make up BRICS. During a gathering in India, State Duma Deputy Chairman Alexander Babakov discussed payments. He underlined that both nations need to work together to develop a more advanced payment mechanism. Babakov also mentioned that, given their potential, digital payments might be the best option. Babakov proposed that the BRICS countries establish a new currency in order to assist China and the other members. He thinks that rather than being skewed in favor of the US dollar or the euro, the new currency should be created to serve the common interests of the BRICS countries. Babakov stressed the importance of establishing new financial links in order to help the BRICS countries and fortify their economic bonds. According to Babakov, the future money will be supported by rare earth elements and gold, among other valuable commodities. The former top economist of Goldman Sachs, Jim O'Neill, pushed BRICS to grow and challenge US dollar supremacy. He emphasized that the dollar controls an excessive amount of the global financial system in a report that was published in the Global Policy magazine. A BRICS currency is not a novel concept. You see, according to a 2019 Cointelegraph report, the company was thinking of using a digital currency in a single payment system. China and Brazil have decided to trade directly with each other, eliminating the need for the US dollar to act as a middleman. By doing this, both nations' autonomy is strengthened and their relationship with the global reserve currency is weakened. Through the agreement, China and Brazil will be able to conduct financial operations and trade directly in their respective currencies, bypassing the US currency. China's idea for a central bank-controlled digital currency is moving forward quickly. Furthermore, since the end of last year, when cryptocurrency became legal in Brazil, an increasing number of people there have been utilizing it as a form of payment. However, the US is still struggling with cryptocurrency, with financial regulators making it more difficult for the sector to expand. Additionally, Brazil and Argentina have shown a desire to create a common currency, much like the BRICS. Together, Brazil and Argentina are forming the SUR, a new currency that has the potential to grow into the second largest currency bloc in the world. The SUR's potential to boost regional commerce and lessen reliance on the US dollar is currently the main focus. The Argentine peso and Brazilian real will function alongside the SUR. The project's realization will take a number of years, and it was announced during Brazilian President Lula's visit to Argentina. In addition, the Buenos Aires summit provided a fantastic forum for the 2 biggest economies in Latin America to talk about their future goals. Invites to participate in the discussion were extended to other countries in the area. Although Brazil and Argentina's trade connections are currently flourishing, there are worries about depending too much on a neighbor with a volatile economy. Investigating strategies to improve regional value chains and take advantage of local opportunities was another excellent use of the summit. They will also endeavor to achieve a currency union, advancing the cause of further regional economic unity. The key question at hand is whether the US dollar can be successfully replaced by the new BRICS money in international trade. For a very long time, the US dollar has been the primary medium of exchange for international trade. However, some people these days are discussing creating a new currency to subvert the dollar and the US government's dominance. This de-dollarization campaign gained significant momentum with the outbreak of the Russian-Ukrainian war in February 2022. And it picked up even more steam when Alexander Babakov declared that the BRICS nations are collaborating to develop a new payment system independent of the dollar or the euro. One common metaphor for the US dollar is the ruler of money. Through the Bretton Woods Agreement, a group of 44 nations established it as the official reserve currency of the world back in 1944. Since then, it has dominated world economics and given the US considerable influence over other nations. As a result, in order to accomplish its goals in foreign policy, the US has turned to economic sanctions. Playing under the rules established by the US is not to everyone's taste. De-dollarization is the term used by nations like China and Russia to describe their desire to end the dollar's hegemony. Through the exchange of other currencies for the dollar when trading oil and other commodities, this practice seeks to weaken the dollar's influence on international markets. De-dollarization proponents contend that lessening reliance on the US dollar and economy can mitigate the effects of US economic shifts on other nations. Additionally, it can reduce vulnerability to interest rate and currency volatility, fostering economic stability and reducing the likelihood of financial catastrophes. Since 2023, this trend has been intensifying. In comparison to prior years, central banks have less US dollars in reserve, according to a 2023 report from the International Monetary Fund. The dollar's share of the world's foreign exchange reserves decreased to less than 59% in Q4 of last year, according to statistics from the IMF's currency composition of official foreign exchange reserves. This maintains the downward trend over the previous 20 years. Remarkably, the euro, yen, and pound sterling did not gain in value in tandem with the dollar's decline in reserve currency shares. Rather, the dollar was replaced by the renminbi in China to the tune of 1/4, and the currencies of smaller nations with lower reserve currency functions to the tune of 3/4. As retaliation for Russia's invasion of Ukraine, Western nations frozen almost $300 billion of Russia's foreign exchange reserves and barred Russian banks from the SWIFT international payments network. The dollar's weaponization, as it is being dubbed, has alarmed numerous nations in addition to Russia. As a result, nations like China and India have started conducting business with Russia in their own currencies, sparking talks of the de-dollarization of the global economic system. He also said that China and Brazil are trading with one another in yuan, which is making the Chinese renminbi a more formidable global currency and a threat to the US dollar. Additionally, India has been making efforts to lessen its reliance on the dollar. The fact that 18 nations, including the United Kingdom, Germany, Russia, and the United Arab Emirates, are now able to transact with Indian rupees is encouraging. In fact, one of the world's reserve currencies may end up being the Indian rupee, according to a January prediction made by renowned economist Nouriel Roubini. The Indian rupee was previously projected by an economist known as Dr. Duma to become a widely utilized medium of exchange for international trade, especially in South-South trade. This implies that the rupee may be used as a store of wealth, a means of making payments, and a tool to quantify worth. Furthermore, the rupee may develop into one of the numerous currencies that nations utilize to hold reserves. Iran's official media has stated that Russia and Iran have reached an agreement to exchange local currencies rather than US dollars. The US has imposed sanctions on both nations. Iran's state media has said that banks and other economic players can now transact in local currencies by using infrastructures, such as non-SWIFT interbank networks. Moscow and Tehran have recently been closer, with Iran announcing in November that it will supply Russia with Yak-130 pilot training aircraft, Mi-28 assault helicopters, and Su-35 fighter jets. The BRIC nations and the so-called pariah states have been pushing for years to replace the US dollar with alternative currencies in an effort to promote global de-dollarization. Putin said back in 2019 that the moment had come to reevaluate the dollar's place in international trade. At the time, Russia and China saw using the euro, the second most popular currency in the world, as a reasonable compromise, with the intention of eventually using their own currencies. Russian profits from the Sakhalin 1 and 2 oil projects were paid earlier this year in Chinese yuan rather than dollars. Due to broad sanctions imposed during the Ukraine war, Russia was shut off from the global payment systems dominated by the US dollar last year. Russia has announced that it will only take payments in Chinese and Emirati currencies in lieu of US dollars for its energy goods. Nevertheless, the great bulk of cross-border transactions involving BRICS countries continue to be billed in dollars, indicating that global de-dollarization initiatives have not produced much fruit. In fact, using the dollar as a middleman is often necessary when BRICS members want to exchange their local currencies for one other or other emerging market currencies. Furthermore, in many countries, a sizable portion of both governmental and private debt is denominated in dollars. When it comes to cross-border trading, the dollar is a more appealing payment method because of its relative stability when compared to many local currencies. Because the dollar is used so frequently in these situations, it has become self-reinforcing, maintaining its dominant position in the world and hindering efforts to de-dollarize. What are your thoughts on BRICS using other currencies in international trade instead of the US dollar? And do you think they can overthrow the US economy? Let me know down below. If you want to continue to learn about business investing and financial education, we have got this video waiting on the screen for you to check out. Don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe for more videos like this. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.